Hello everyone, welcome to our Timeless Oracle reading. And our Oracle card for today belongs to the Mediumship Training Deck. The card for today is entitled Mind Focus. As we deepen in our spiritual journey, as we undergo spiritual ascension, as we undergo transformation, the more we are called to be more receptive to the messages coming from the divine and from our spirit guides. So there is a need for us to have this, what they call here, mind focus. Now, being focused is more of being in a receptive mode, being aware of the present moment. We need to open our senses to the message coming from our inner world. So, for those of us who are slowly developing our clear gifts, we need to open our intuition in order to receive messages from the divine. So, we need to be very much aware of the present moment. For example, be aware of the things that are happening at this present moment. Sometimes it can be just a certain thought that suddenly flies into your mind. It can be just a certain vision that comes into your thoughts. It can be just a certain phrase that you hear from people walking or passing by. It can be just an ordinary object that you encounter as you walk through nature. It can be just a series of repetition of numbers, or a series of interconnected events, or a series of people that we meet along the way. We need to be sensitive to all these things, and it's like putting all these things into a puzzle. It's like these are pieces of a puzzle that slowly fall into place, and a message starts to appear before us. So this is the challenge for us as we deepen in our spiritual journey, to be constantly receptive to what is happening, not only in our exterior world, but also within us. And at the same time, to see the interrelationship of these things that are unfolding before us. So I feel this is the challenge of mind focus. But this is a process that we are learning. We are like diamonds on the rough. We are works in progress. We learn, and the teacher is the universe and the divine. We learn through the experiences that they give us, and through the constant messages that they bring to us. Sooner or later, we develop that skill to be more receptive, and we develop that skill of putting together all those messages that we hear, or we feel, or we see, or just comes into our mind as the messages start to unfold before us. So in a certain sense, it's also a learning process. But one of the challenge for us is to learn to focus on the present moment, and to focus receptively to everything that is happening to us, not only in our physical sense, but also in our inner sense. Now let us try to read from the handbook that let us try to read at the back of this card the insights that they have written, so that we can learn more about mind focus. Concentration and focus of the mind are keys to sustaining a strong link with the spirit world. To create a strong link with the spirit world, it is important to build up your psychic connection, so communication can move freely back and forth between the spirit world and you. A mind that is not focused cannot concentrate on the task at hand. Once your attention veers off somewhere else, the link between the spirit world can easily be broken, and you'll have to reinitiate the connection all over again. It is true. Okay, we'll take a short break. It is true. Sometimes, you are already in the zone. You're already being sensitive, and just one disturbance, you immediately lose focus. So it's very important for us, yes, to maintain that focus, because a little shift in our awareness could immediately make us lose contact with the inner world. Now let's continue. There are many ways to train your mind to be more focused. Meditation is one way. Simply focus on the rhythm of the breath as you inhale and exhale. If your mind wanders, bring your awareness back to the breath. Another way is to gaze at a single candle flame, focusing all your attention on the flame and thinking of nothing else. Focusing does not mean intense staring. It is more about placing your awareness on one single thing at a time. When someone walks by, hold the image of their face in your mind. Being in nature helps too. When you are outside, relax and make yourself comfortable and focus on a beautiful flower or even a tree. Notice each and everything about it, from its size to its color, leaves, branches, scent, and so forth. Possessing the power of mind focus and concentration will make you a better vessel for the spirit world and those who seek out your help. Now, it is true that when you constantly are in the midst of nature, you start to be more sensitive to the messages coming from the inner world. You get to be more aware of the patterns of the leaves, the clouds in the sky, the chirping of the birds. These little details can be mediums of messages coming from the divine and from your spirit guides. So yeah, it is a learning process, but the important thing is we start trying to learn, we continue and trying to learn every one step at a time. So it's just learning to learn to live in the present moment, to be aware on whatever we receive, be it in our inner senses or our external senses. Well, that's it for today. I hope you were able to gain some insights and some inspirations and maybe some answers to some of your questions regarding being more receptive to the messages coming from our inner world. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.